All right, so today in the garage we're going to clean up this manifold. This is off of an MGB. It has a couple of SU carbs. We're going to polish these dash pots and see if we can get a before and after between this one and that one. Clean them up real nice, dash pots and caps. Basically the way this works is this part is connected to the engine, so it'll be on like this. Not a lot of stuff to look at on the bottom here, although I've already brushed this with a wire brush on my drill press. I think what I'm going to do, just to make this look a little prettier, is I'm going to take the Dremel out and I'm going to knock off these forging marks. See if we can get this to be a little bit more presentable. Just this bar right here, I think, is all I need to really get nice and shiny. We don't want to lose the branding, the Moog, but we'll clean up these die marks and see if we can make this nice shiny bar right here, so that it will complement the polished dash pots. The dash pot will be like, you know, displayed about like this. Once the carburetor, well, here I'll show you. You install the carburetor on there. So once you have your carburetors installed on the manifold, it looks about like this. So you'll have this nice bar back here, the aluminum bar. If I can get that nice and shiny and match the shiny dash pots, then we'll have a nice presentation that we can have on someone's MG. I say someone's because I'm putting this up for sale on eBay. And you know how it is with pictures on eBay. The better something looks on eBay, the more likely you're going to get sold. So that's really the goal here, is to prep this and get it on eBay. But that's the goal. This is the second part of this little project. So anyway, this is a continuation. Let's get going. All right, so that's the molding marks. The die cast marks have been knurled off. The next thing to do is to get this sand texture. Just like, again, I'm just going to do this one tube right here, but we're gonna sand this down so that we don't have this texture. Oops, can you see in there? This kind of rough texture. See if we can get that nice and shiny. And flat, so that it shines well. The trick on this is, you know, we were using these little bits, and for some reason these orange bits, they picked up the aluminum and it became an aluminum bit. I tried to sand it off, but these were not the right tool. These green ones did fine though. I think they're coarser. And they didn't pick up as much of the aluminum, and they were able to work for a lot longer. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and load a drum up, and we're going to start this with some 80. I'm going to go from the 80 grit. You can see on here it says 80 grit, and then we'll move it up to a 120 grit, and we're just going to sand it. We may do some sanding by hand, just with a piece of sandpaper, but again, this goes into the engine like this, from this direction. So I don't have to polish the bottom of the tube, but we want this top half here to look nice and shiny. And so we're going to sand that up and then give it some polish. All right, so let's get standing. If your Dremel doesn't have one of these little pencil things, I don't know if you can see, it's on a little wire, and I got the Dremel hung up on my my pegboard, and it's out of the way. But these little attachments that you can get for your Dremel that turn it into like a pencil, they are just the coolest thing. I'll tell you what, they make the job a whole lot easier, and it's not like you're holding a big machine. You have something a bit more tactile to work with. So anyway, if you don't have one of those, it's a worthwhile investment. I mean, if you're crafty. All right. Looks like I have this a little loose. That's got the wrong size paper in there. All right. Okay. All right, there we go. All the target areas have been sanded, and all of the die marks have been removed. We got it all down to 80 grit. And again, I think it will look good coming from that direction. You'll be able to see this entire tube here is going to be nice and shiny. So let's go ahead and advance through the grits on sandpaper. I think we're going to take this on down with hand sanding. Because it's we need to work to get the 80 grit sands out, the marks out. But as soon as we get that out, then you'll see how it will start to look a lot better. And then we'll hit the polishing wheel. All right, so we're going to start hand sanding at 320. Here we go. Just going to cut a couple strips of 320 out, just enough to make it big enough for my finger to work, and we'll work through those sections. There we go. I'll start rotating this back and forth, and we'll get this down. But just see how it has kind of a satin sheen right now? You'll see that that sheen will start to change texture as we move forward. Let me show you just on the big area here. So here you can see it gets a little shinier as you go, but you can see where there still has 80 grit marks, so you have to sand down into those. So you're just basically removing one set of marks with another set of marks, and then as you progress down, you'll see the shadow of the previous one. You just keep going until that shadow is gone. All right, so there's a good coat of 320. See, the sheen it's definitely gotten shinier. I don't know how much of that's being caught by the camera, but I'm trying to get a good reflection from the lights so you can see. Now, normally, if I was going to continue with this and make it absolutely glassy, I would go from the 320 to 800 down to 2000, and then polish it. But I'm getting kind of lazy. No. Don't get lazy. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit this with 800 next, and then we'll get to 2000, and then we'll hit the buffer. Initially, I was just thinking, let's just hit the buffing wheel one time and see what the wheel does with 3. You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to hit this area right over here with the wheel, with the buffing wheel, and we'll see what this does with just 320. I might be just killing myself by going through the grades. Let's see what it does. All right, so I like to use iron oxide jeweler's rouge. It does a pretty good number on aluminum. Let's see what we get here. All right, so I'm just going to hit this one section right here. Just go right from 320. If you can see there, it's pretty shiny, but I don't think I should take the shortcut. There's a lot of extra work, and there's some divots in here that need to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and run through the grades just like I normally would. All right, there we are at 800. The sheen is getting a little shinier. Now we're going to move on to some 2000. 2000 grit is very, very fine grit, and you'll find that this will clog up real quick, so you'll have to go through a bunch of those. But the other thing you'll see is it'll start to show more defects, and you're going to be tempted to go backwards. And I might actually go backwards and then cover up some of the areas. But while I was going through this, I decided I was going to go ahead and polish the end. So when this is in the engine, this is the front. So you'll probably see this part as well. So you open up the hood, you'll see this little end of the manifold. I think we'll paint this black when we get this all done. But we're going to get some polish on this little surface here as well. All right, let's start with the 2000. Hopefully I have some fingerprints by the time I'm done with this. Or if I don't, maybe I'll go rob a bank. I can't rob a bank now because I'm on video. It's saying I'm going to rob a bank. Shucks. See how that instantly just really polishes, makes it really shiny. But you also instantly see little divots and things that you didn't see in the previous. So just need to stick to it, get all the little details. And it instantly gets way shinier. All right, so there's 2000. And that's about as much sanding as I have in my arms today. So we're going to take this on to the buffing wheel, and it's going to be what it's going to be. Still very shiny as it is right now. A major improvement over what it used to be. And you know, it's kind of an ugly piece of equipment to begin with, but once you put a carb in front of it and you polish up the dash pot on the carb, everything will look nice and shiny. You won't have to see that it's, you know, a nasty old piece of aluminum sitting back there on the intake. So let's go ahead and hit this with the buffing wheel and see what we get. All right, there you go. This is after the polishing wheel. Now that is a gem to behold. Front side here nice and shiny. Now I'm going to get in with the Dremel, and I'm going to use some of these little polishing, these are polishers. Try to get inside these little cracks, little areas that I couldn't get the polishing wheel all the way into. But you can see the effect that we're trying to achieve here has pretty much been achieved. We have a nice shiny piece of stuff that will be behind our carburetor, and we're going to polish these as well. So these dash pots will be nice and shiny. We'll do another video on those, but let's finish up with the Dremel and get through these little cracks, and then I'll do a summary on this. This is a aluminum oxide jeweler's rouge, the white stuff. All right, I'm going to call that project finished. This is the intake manifold for a pair of dual SU carbs, and we have removed all of the die marks and polished up the forward-facing surfaces so that it will look nice and shiny inside the car behind a couple of nice future polished dash pots. So, if you're interested in this project, just make sure you subscribe. I'll be finishing up on this project, and eventually this pair of SU carbs will be all polished up and ready and for sale on eBay. That's all I got for you on this. Have a good day. Cheers.